But it wasn't like I was stealing his bit, but I was becoming his mannerisms, because I was touring with them all.
Levy?
Well, I was saying like fucker a lot. I'm like, I gotta, and then I moved on.
That's the bit you're still saying? Fucker?
No, I'm not saying, you don't steal the bit.
Let me tell you
You start using guys' mannerisms.
You're right. When you hang out with someone funnier than you, which in your case is everyone in the world.
I mean, now they made all 3 London games at 9 a.m.
And they're not...
you know why? Because now you get a quadruple header. From 8 a.m. when you're turning on, if you're a fantasy guy to do your lineups and everything, you're watching football all the way through the Sunday night game, and the NFL is making a ton of money. So they don't care about this Marshawn Lynch thing. It's just more money for them to make. It's more headlines for them. So in a way, I almost can side with Marshawn Lynch. Is he being a douche? Without a doubt.
Does anyone in the room understand what Geno just said?
No.
Okay.
I don't.
Then I apologize. I'm just saying
they're trying to make money. We know that. Or you're saying that they don't care.
How does the London game tie in with Marshawn Lynch?
Because
what the fuck did you just say?
They are kidnapping two. I hate guys that that are like, I'll just go to a comedy show, but I'm funnier than. Then don't fucking go.
Yeah, well, maybe that's what they wanted to teach you a lesson.
I didn't learn anything. You just suffered more than that crowd did listening to me tell the story.
You should recant that on stage.
Recant.
I still think.
Doesn't that mean take back? You've been boycotting too long. Recant. I can't believe that you said that.
Oh, that's funny.
The only thing worse than me saying recant was that.
Maybe you should.
I recant believe.
Recant. I can't believe it.
I'm trying to negotiate where I put a microphone in my bedroom to try to really get on time every day. But, that's just because I like my fans. I don't want to shit on them. Geno, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think some fans, there's a select few that would enjoy the shitting on them part, but that's a pay-per-view kind of deal. For the most part, I like where you're going with this, Artie.
If anyone understands what Geno said, call in at 1-800-262.
How do you not get that? You flat out said you tried to dish to the left. You tried to do a little dish and not have me ready, and I immediately said there's a select group of people. Oh, there I fucked up. I said select.
Let's move on.
I just have faith if I keep doing my act the way I'm doing it, it will get me whatever I want, wherever I'm supposed to be. And I know that sounds vague. And Sue, I'm not going to discredit what you're saying. There's a lot of sense
Are you
to that.
afraid you're where you're supposed to be now?
What do you?
He likes doing the podcast.
I love doing the podcast. I love doing stand-up.
This is nothing.
It's not. But as long as I can, look, I'm getting paid to do stand-up. I am, and I'm always like having meetings and stuff, and they never come to anything. But when it's time, something will happen.
I'm not denying your talent at all.
It's undeniable.
Listen, it kind of is.
Yeah, but here's the way I said it.
Deniable.
I signed the other one. I'm going to put it on my Twitter. Be like, I signed Mike's tits.
Look at the size of those things.
It's ridiculous.
He'll be all right.
How do you sit there and say I'm in the best shape of my life? Look at my tits. If you're a guy,
did he wax? Did we end the argument on that? Did
he waxed. He says he didn't, but he waxed.
He did
Stop
something.
it.
He at least shaved him. Yeah.
Well, it looks waxed. It's very smooth.
that was creepier than me saying daddy.
No. Daddy is the creepiest thing a man can say.
Well, daddy is.
Where did daddy come from? What is this?
I don't know. I just said it a couple times, and people don't like it.
Him trying to buy weed.
Daddy doesn't smoke weed. Daddy likes his whiskey.
No, God.
Jesus Christ.
God.
It is very creepy.
This might be a deal breaker.
And I just do Geno's Picks, where I take football games and I break them down in like 2-minute bits, and then I make a joke about whatever it is, and whichever way the joke goes, I pick that way gambling-wise, just to give it that added feel. But then
so you give gambling tips in a humorous way.
Yeah.
And also, but it's not only football. You can do any sport.
Right. And now that I've been doing this sports, I do it with all these sports. But then the Post, but I've been doing that just because I like doing it.
The New York Post, or someone at the New York Post took notice of this.
Well, they were looking for video content for their site. And, of course, my videos popped up. So I had a meeting with them. But the meeting was simply me walking in saying, we love this. What can you do for us? I'm like, let's do this, this, and this.
You walked in and said, we love this? That's what he just said. The meeting was simply me walking in and saying, we love this.
I did do that. How about you guys? I got a new Hitler secretary bit. Artie says it needs work, though.
What is it?
Sorry I'm late. I spent the whole day putting out fires.
Is that the...
We did that last week, and I love that one.
Wait, but let's go over that joke. So the premise is that Hitler's secretary was putting out the Jews that he set on fire?
No, the Hitler, if you were calling for Hitler, he spent the whole day putting out fires and he couldn't come to the phone.
But what fires is he putting out? The burning human beings?
Yes, but it's that dichotomy where that's what people say. You're putting out fires.
Don't use the word dichotomy. Don't bring that into.
I'm going to use it if you want the explanation.
you don't.
When
do that.
someone's busy, they say I spent the whole day putting out fires.
So Hitler sets human beings on fire, and then.
But he wasn't talking about the Holocaust. The secretary was just saying he's been busy, but she used the phrase, or I don't know which sex. I'm guessing he got the women, so it was probably a chick. So his secretary would say, well, the Fuhrer's been busy all day putting out fires. But
Why
she
would
was
he put
using
the
it
fires
in the
out?
colloquial sense.
Why would he put the fires out?
Because that's what you do when you're having a busy day. You have to put out fires. That's all.
Have you ever worked in a...
The joke doesn't work because Hitler wouldn't put out the fires.
Right.
Well,
He would have a guy for that.
No, nobody would because he wants
So
the people
maybe
to
you
burn.
think the joke would be... I like this. Maybe you say the secretary would say he spent the whole day not putting out
What
fires.
I'm saying is, it might be the worst premise for a joke I've ever heard.
Well, that's why we do it on the podcast, not on stage.
You've done that on stage. Have you done that on stage?
Never done that.
Don't do it on stage.
Close it.
Next time,
So
we do a show together, Artie, I'm going to close that. He's going to be like, God damn it!
Next
You couldn't
time.
bring me up to laughs.
Next time.
You just ended that.
But so this podcast has become a testing ground for these jokes.
But we were talking about it. Do you do everything on stage you do on the podcast, Boo?
I don't know. No, I don't know.
I had to rattle him with the BO.
That joke.
You're
is
like, I'm too busy working on TV sets, Geno, to worry about new stuff on the podcast.
I'm trying to figure out that joke is like crazy bad.
Yeah. That's why we don't do it on stage.
And we just do it here.
I don't know if you noticed, but I enjoy a good laugh, and that did not create a good laugh.
Well, I think analyzing it does.
I enjoy
Send that
that.
one to Jerry Seinfeld's kid.
It's racist. And
I would
sexist.
be I have to put myself with the college students on that one. I'm offended by it.
I'm going to try it.
No, but it doesn't make any sense. You understand? Because Hitler would want the fires to burn.
But do you
because he's not going to put any fires because it might save the person's life.
You're not seeing.
But so yeah, I know the dichotomy, and don't ever say that again.
Yeah, I wanted to choke him when he used the word dichotomy in this horrible
I don't think
explanation.
you should.
And then you said colloquial term.
Yeah,
because the colloquial, that's like a phrase. I'm sorry, I spent the whole day putting out fires. But if Hitler said that, this is a guy that's associated with burning people using
Right,
fire.
but he doesn't want to put them out.
But he's not even talking about this is fun. He's not even talking about the Jews when he says it.
You make Hitler like a hero. Like he's
I
going
do
to put
not.
out the fire.
No, I don't make him. He's busy. He's a busy man, and he's got a lot of shit to do, and he's got a lot of people under him.
If she were the secretary, say like she were the secretary for the fire department at Dachau.
No,
they're putting out fires.
No, they're not.
Yeah, because hello, can I speak to the fire chief of Dachau? No, he's putting out fires. That's a little better.
You can have it's a little. It's got nothing to do with the Holocaust. It just happens to be during the Holocaust.
It has everything to do with the Holocaust.
No, the zag does not the Z.
Whatever you do a Hitler joke, it always has everything to do with the Holocaust.
Yeah,
you can't not do a Hitler joke.
If you say Hitler and fire, the first word that pops up is Holocaust.
But that's just it.
Chris,
But
is my wallet in that corner there? Because I will pay you to never use that joke again.
Yeah,
I will give you.
Save your money because I'll do it anyway. I can't pay you back.
Oh, he's
after
doing
I
it
spend
for free here.
Yeah,
That's the only problem I have.
I'm about to take him outside.
I'm just saying he had nothing to do with the fire. It's just what a phrase that a secretary would say. I said that to this day. Like, you'll do a show, and you could have 100,000 people, and if there's 100 people in the crowd laughing, and there's one that isn't, you look at that one person not laughing, and you're like, yeah, you're right. These 99 people laughing at me
if
are
you're
idiots.
like that, it's supposed to be good for you because it's usually one person laughing.
Yeah, but
you could concentrate on that.
Geno's like, I got one now. If I can get the rest.
Just one. If this is contagious,
No,
maybe
Hitler
this
had
guy
a
has a
secretary.
disease.
Hitler had a secretary.
Now let me
and she
explain
put
why.
out the
Let me
fires.
explain why the Hitler joke is surprising to me with Geno, because his jokes are usually really good. Geno usually has great jokes. He's a great joke writer, and so the Hitler joke is so bad
that I like
everything's wrong with it.
I'm not offended by it. I'm just saying it's a bad joke. To say Hitler's been putting fires out all day, it doesn't make any sense.
I just met a girl I know.
Story's already bullshit.
Yeah. No, but she's doing some kind of off Broadway play, and it's a new play. It's going to premiere in New York, I think in like several months. But the cast is going to Norway for 2 months to workshop it. And I'm like, why the fuck are you doing that? And they're like, because it's cheaper.
That's unbelievable.
Yes, because they can't afford to not go to Norway.
That is
Hold on.
You like
Geno.
that one? You like that one, Geno?
Geno, that
Why do you
was-
humor Geno? When Geno's bombing, what I do is I like to let him sit in.
Yeah, I
Geno
don't
was having a shit.
Let me say that again. They can't afford.
It's not only not funny, it makes you angry. The joke.
He's been bombing all day, and
No, I
The
haven't.
fact that
Stop it.
someone would think of that and then say it out loud.
I think
Twice.
I gotta tell you, and I'm not laughing.
He'll
Like I'm not
continue
doing
to
the
say.
cotton laugh.
Well,
I'm literally
join the club. You're not laughing?
No,
I'm
laughing.
enjoying
I'm
how
laughing.
much Geno is enjoying
Right,
his own
thank you,
joke.
Judah. Because I don't care that no one likes it. I couldn't keep it inside me. I had to.
We noticed.
I'm gonna say it one more time. You couldn't
No.
afford.
no, stop it. Derek.
Sometimes, every once in a while, Geno
We want
says to me,
Derek to sit
he'll say, all right, why don't I have an agent? And I'll just
I've never asked.
keep that tape.
I've never. I've said this is
I wanna
why I
hold-
don't have.
I
an
want to
agent.
hold that piece of audio and just replay it when he asks that.
Please.
I get it. Hey, some days everybody's off. Like today, I'm not feeling the hottest with the jokes.
Everyone's
You're not. You're not. But Daddy's on
you
fire. Don't bring me
you
down to
slide
your
back
level.
a little bit. You realize, hey, Judah's bringing the heat. He got good stories over here.
That was Geno's best joke of
Yeah,
the day.
that was great. That was great.
of his time on the podcast.
There's also he floated over on the cell phone. But look, who's keeping score? Daddy.
I kind of did like
Daddy's
floating
keeping
on-
score.
I did like floating on stuff.
Can't give
I
me-
like how you just,
But I would tell you-
as Chris pointed out, I like how you just made him Cuban.
I would-
like,
I
you
would-
didn't even, he's Latino, could be from
I said
many
that.
different countries.
But I tell you-
just pick the Cuban one.
I would not use that cell phone joke if I were trying to cross a fjord because I don't trust that.
That's like putting two pieces of shit together
Okay,
and seeing if you could get and create a deadly disease.
I cannot
Now
afford.
speak. Are we recording that? Yes. Good. All right, just fucking leave it.
I love it.
Shows the incompetence of whatever the fuck we're doing here.
We're just a couple guys hanging out.
a couple dudes
That's the thing.
doing
When
it.
you do that character you do of like, and we're hanging out, buddy. When Gino does it, aren't you bored when we're not together?
That's pretty much
We're
it.
just a couple of guys hanging out. Aren't you bored when we're not together,
How
buddy?
bored are you? We don't hang out,
How
buddy.
bored are you? We don't hang out. I see him do that with several comedians who are just like, they look at me and they go, get him away from me. Now, another thing Gino does that I think hurts him.
Yes.
He refers to himself as daddy.
Daddy doesn't always refer to himself as that.
Is he a father?
No.
No.
Is it like
I mean, does that make you like have douche chills more than anything?
Colin, have you heard me say daddy once during the show?
I have not.
Wait, now you're gonna tell me you don't call yourself daddy?
I say
wait,
it on
is that
a-
the fuck? Wait a minute.
I don't refer to myself. 99% of the time, I don't refer to myself as
If
daddy.
a guy
But when
came
I'm-
up to you and said, "Daddy's a comedian," okay. If a guy, okay, Colin, okay.
I
A guy
never
came up and
do
said-
that.
And you said, "Who's your father?" And he goes, "No, I'm talking about me."
would be a
Would you
little-
ever want to talk to the person?
It would
ever
be a
again?
little disturbing.
It's
yeah.
disturbing. Okay, that's what he does.
And Gino, that's you know what?
sleeping in?
That's a little rough, Gino.
I don't always
And he
do
call-
that.
and
I
he
do that with
calls
those.
other people boo.
I do say boo a lot.
Yeah, he said boo today already.
He did.
Yeah,
so
it's
you
a little-
figure-
I mean, try to
once
be,
again, I hate to say it, but that's a little dated too, saying boo.
Of course, it's dated.
Daddy's boo
Daddy-
dated.
sure he's
Why-
gonna say-
why-
he's
I'm
gonna
not
start
trying to
saying-
reinvent the wheel when I say
gonna
boo.
start saying-
Somebody talks about themselves in the third person with their
start saying
proper
babe
name.
pretty soon. What's
With
that?
their proper name.
It's like a
It's really annoying.
Ricky Henderson. Ricky don't want to play today.
Right, but if someone
taking
says,
3-0,
if
Chuck
someone
Carter.
says, "Daddy, I'll give you a ride home if you want."
I would never say that.
Daddy.
You said it.
Daddy's home.
Colin, try to let the honesty come.
I'm trying, but unless if I don't know somebody's act well, it's hard for me to really.
I don't say
analyze.
daddy during my act.
Daddy.
No.
Well, you say it here.
I say it here and I say it in my football videos, but I rarely say daddy in
What's up,
general
Daddy-o?
conversation.
We have clips of it.
Daddy.
Yes, on the radio. That's how daddy do on
Daddy
the radio.
sleeping in.
I think it's kind of like.
Listen, say it again.
Daddy sleeping
That's
in.
how daddy do.
Daddy's sleeping in.
Daddy.
I mean,
It's a
would
little
you, would you
bit-
think that person is funny?
I think they were a little bit like trying to be like Vince Vaughn type, you know.
I thought Daddy was the creepy one.
That's something else. He says
Daddy.
it constantly.
I don't say it
I
constantly.
thought Daddy was the creepy
Daddy
one.
does not say it constantly.
But-
Daddy says it on occasion.
Nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah, it is hard to.
Especially now with the 70 million cable stations.
Yes.
Movies come out every
So many.
45 minutes.
The word I like to
Stop.
use is there's
But
so,
so
many,
there's so
there's so
much
many
is-
screens now between TV and phone and computer. There's so many screens.
So what he's saying though is the odds are so stacked against you anyway. Why would you make it harder by referring to yourself as daddy?
I rarely refer to myself as daddy in general conversation.
Daddy, the cavalry's not coming for daddy.
Although I do use daddy hashtag a lot on Twitter.
The daddy hashtag.
Every
Listen, this is how creepy creeped out I am by that. If
That's horrible.
If I met a grown man, and he did two things in front of me. One was lit himself on fire, and the other was refer to himself as daddy. I'd only remember the daddy thing.
True Lies played yesterday on FX, so he just made some money.
He probably made $100 million.
Jamie Lee Curtis with her dick
That's a great movie.
completely
That's my
tucked in.
favorite.
Is that true?
That was the one where they
I
were
don't
playing
know.
with
You should know better than me.
The fact
You hang
that
out
shit
with
is
these
happening
guys.
you can't do.
You know what I watched the other night on IFC? I told Midnight Run was on. Oh, that's such a great movie.
Wow. You know we're on the air.
Yeah. You don't think that's?
I don't know that movie.
I mean, that's something you tell somebody like on a train.
You don't think that? You don't think that's a great movie?
Well,
I don't
we
know
have to
that
be
movie.
somewhat.
Who's
I'm
in that
charging people to be somewhat entertaining. That's something like two insurance guys say on the. Do you have a joke about it, like with the?
You hear the
Like
water
the Madison Highway now.
You don't even have a joke about.
I'm very unhappy right now.
Inspirational quote from a porn star.
I gotta hide my shoelaces.
Like tomorrow, you find out I hung myself with this shoelace.
Where's
I told you.
He hung himself.
Artie's like, I told you.
No, I'm saying you might steal them.
I know. I get it.
Oh, don't be condescending now.
So the Giants are about to put this game away. They're up 23-20. They're at the 2-minute warning. They have a 3rd and 4, and they're like, all right, if we get this first down, the Cowboys are like, we have to stop. But what do? The Cowboys not only jump off sides, but Eli Manning throws a laser to Odell Beckham at the 4. All right? Now, it's like...
It's so rehearsed, a laser to the...
It's not rehearsed. It's just I watched
This is
the game.
right from your video.
This is not... I didn't do a video.
There's a laser to the...
See, this is your problem.
Just be natural.
I'm telling you what happened. You're afraid that I'm happier than you right now. You're competitive.
How many times you do this in front of the mirror? There's a laser.
First of all, I was so hungover today, I didn't even have a chance to look in the mirror, as you can tell.
Yeah.
I put on my best shoelace and jumped in the Sonic. Now listen.
The pharmacist looked in the mirror.
You take that back!
Okay, go ahead.
So he throws a laser to Odell Beckham Jr. at the 4. Now the game's over, right? The game's over. All they have to do is run the ball. There's a minute 54 left, and the Cowboys are out of timeouts.
We can edit this out. Right? Is there any scenario where you'd quit show business?
No.
There's no scenario.
Why?
I don't know. I mean,
Why would I quit when I'm getting paid to do what I love?
He's not unfunny. He's just unmotivated to do better.
Everything I do, if I'm doing my job well, all I'm doing is everything I do, I'm laughing. When I'm making my videos, I'm laughing. When I'm hanging out with you guys, I'm laughing. When I'm doing my stand-up, I'm laughing. That's my career. It's
You got
great.
your bank account your last?
See, the problem is other people aren't laughing.
When I
Between 2:30 and 3, we go from lunch to dinner with Chris Cotton, and it costs you a lot more money.
That's true. Yeah.
I want to say he's making good points.
That's
right?
true,
He's
that is
trying
true.
to save you money, and I can't argue.
don't touch that sandwich with the 6 bites
Touch
out of
that
it.
sandwich.
Chris has made more sandwiches in that kitchen than I have in 14 years.
And you had those 2 Cuban chicks in there once.
What does that mean?
You made a sandwich with them. A Cuban
That was
sandwich, if you would. It was terrible.
You would never consider another career.
His comments while he was saying it was dwindling.
I enjoyed that terrible joke as much as I enjoyed
That
the funny
joke should be on the lease for the Sonics. That should be the license plate.
You know, I told that joke when I was about to buy a Daewoo, and they just ripped up the agreement in front of me. Sons of bitches. Trying to coattail your Daewoo joke.
Explain how that worked. I want to go over this joke.
Okay, fine. Here we go. I'm rolling
sandwich?
my eyes.
How I
Break it
said he
down.
makes he
Artie's
made more.
writing corner.
He made more sandwiches than me.
Right.
And then you said, and you had the Cubans in your.
And you had those 2 Cuban chicks. in
Not
the
since the
kitchen.
last time you had the 2 Cubans in there.
I've never heard of the law. What is the law?
I
Explain
mean,
the logic.
it wasn't
behind
that good a joke. I mean, you made
Cuban
a sandwich with 2 Cuban chicks.
Not
were
only was it a
sandwiched
bad joke, it doesn't make any sense
around. Well, you
at
had
all.
2 Cuban chicks sandwiched around.
What
you.
does that mean?
What means you made a sandwich?
Well, technically,
Why are they Cuban?
It just happened to be Cuban. It's what came out.
Well, a Cuban. I thought you were going off the fact of a Cuban sandwich.
Would make
Yeah.
They would make
For-
food.
Yeah, that would be good. Maybe it need more.
So you
work.
weren't even doing that.
press
Yeah,
sandwich.
look, it wasn't a good one.
How is someone supposed to make the leap from sandwiches to Cuban people?
I guess they shouldn't have. I guess that's why it didn't work.
I've never seen like
I'm not
a
hanging
heckle,
my
like
career.
a breakdown heckle.
Yeah,
before.
I'm not.
This is actually
Right,
amazing.
and I love this. I was
Yeah,
like,
this is
well,
amazing.
I really was going to hang my career
I'm
on
sorry.
that
This
joke.
is how this is what I do for a living.
Well,
I
'cause
love
usually,
it.
Usually the comedian has the power. He has no power here, so now he has to break down his bad joke to the whole.
Yeah.
everybody.
It's
Yeah, I
like
mean,
whatever.
I feel you
can
owe
parse it any way
you
you'd like.
owe the listeners an explanation.
I explained it. Just didn't. What the joke didn't
I
work.
feel that joke is unexplainable.
Okay, then it's unexplainable.
It's like you just went Cubans.
I didn't do that.
You sort of did.
I did not. I said, and there, I don't even remember what I said now. I think I just yelled Cubans.
Kind.
Earlier, and I'm just asking because you said that's why we're in this predicament. I wouldn't call it a predicament. I think you're being a little hard on yourself there.
predicament, just the situation of
Well, situation's one thing, but predicament, I thought that was a little, like maybe you were letting out that you felt like this was a bit of a pickle, but I don't think there's anything wrong here. I think it's just two guys voicing their opinion, and this is what came out of it.
Oh, God, how do I get him to stop talking? How do I subtly ask Geno to never talk again?
Do you want me to not talk anymore? I thought I heard you say something like that. Only it wasn't subtle.
How do I have an awkward conversation with Geno? Do you have any representation I could talk to?
No, I don't. Chris does. Ask him.
I'm sorry about the word predicament.
I'm on your side.
All right. Really?
I feel like you're being
You
hard
seem
on
like
me.
a plant for someone who's not on my side.
The worst thing about Geno is the louder I yell, he does that wink. I got you, babe. I got you.
That's horrible, but it's not the worst
That's
thing.
good radio.
That would be the worst.
Thank you for that bit. Thank you for that bit, Dan.
That would be the worst thing about 95% of the people in the world, but not him.
He's talking while I'm trying to think of which is these two things are the gayer.
Dan, listen to me. The other thing about this game, the other thing you have to remember about this game is in this game you could do like you've been doing the rest of your life and lie.
I'm changing my thing.
What? Okay. So there are options?
That's the concern. He's got a lot of. He's like,
This is going to be a joke thing, I assume.
No,
are you
this
writing a
is
joke
true.
thing now?
No, this is true.
Well, I thought you were going to goof on Geno just now. Well, wait a minute. I insist, though, as the maker of this game, we know what the first one was. Why are you changing it?
Well, I'll give you both.
Well, I didn't say multiple.
that might be part of the answer. So I said to him, "I'll give you both."
Wait a minute.
I love. We need a video.
Well, no,
Dan's like, really?
Geno, it wasn't right the unfunniest thing you've ever heard. It's the gayest thing. We'll get to that later. You'll win that one.
You're a dick.
Is that Levy?
No.
Somebody's phone. Oh, it's my phone. What the fuck? That sounded like Jerry Sandusky.
And we're all looking around.
Who is that?
I have no idea.
I'll get with the technology. Steve fucking Jobs, he's here for 56 years, gives us a third appendage to fucking carry around and dies. What
that
the
a new phone,
fuck
buddy?
is his problem?
New phone for Thanksgiving? How's your Thanksgiving, buddy?
I don't want to talk to you with that tone. What is that tone?
Geno trying to swing it back here.
I'm just asking. Thanksgiving, buddy.
Geno
Does
for
anybody
free.
like talk to you when you talk to him like that? It's like you're talking to a baby kitten. What's your birthday, buddy?
Well, you are cuddly, Artie.
I mean, the phoniness just gets on top of the phony concern. The voice is even more.
You don't think I'm concerned?
So condescending.
You don't think I'm concerned?
Hey, what's your birthday, buddy? Hey, what's your birthday, buddy?
Geno,
We're two adult men.
You're in the prevent defense so early in this game.
I hope you
We're
had
two adult men.
I'm asking you how your
on
Thanksgiving
my butt,
was.
just like that. That's a great. That's a mental.
How's your Thanksgiving?
Okay.
I'm holding my groin while I ask you.
We have a deal to write a script, Beer League as an animated show.
Nice.
Beer League the cartoon. So these people I can't say the name of the company. I'll say it to David Wells before the show, and you'll hear it then.
It rhymes with nipple arts, though, doesn't it? I'm kidding. I have no idea.
What was that?
Nipple arts.
I'm gonna make people explain jokes from now on.
What don't you get? Nipple.
What's nipple arts?
Rhymes with triple arts.
Artie, what do you want, a 5-hour podcast?
Yeah.
Don't
Wait a
make
minute.
us Do that.
Wait, we gotta stop here.
What's wrong?
Nipple arts rhymes with what?
Triple arts.
Yeah.
I thought that was an entertainment
What's the joke?
Don't look at me. Don't drag me in.
Oh, I'm not dragging you in at all. I'm just saying I want to make.
Is Triple Arts the name of a company?
I thought it was.
Are you drunk, Geno?
Maybe it is. I don't know. A Triple Arts.
Let me tell you. It shows how little I know about the industry. I thought it was.
Ben, have you heard of Triple Arts?
Never in my life.
Yeah, shows that I know.
No.
Doesn't exist. I'm probably wrong.
Triple, like hitting a triple in baseball.
Yes.
I've heard of 3 arts.
3 arts. Yeah. 3 arts.
I win.
3 arts. That's what it was. You're right.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Thank God we have that on tape.
Why? Is that big a deal that I didn't know triple art?
Artie, when did you
really
lose
thought 3
respect?
Arts was Triple Arts?
Yeah, I did. I said it wrong. Like when the second.
Gino, let me explain something.
Okay.
3 Arts is like. It's like they're the biggest management company.
Which is why I know nothing about them.
In comedy.
Exactly. Which is why I know nothing about them.
They were my manager for a little while. And then when they stopped representing me, it was after I stabbed myself 9 times. They said, Art, let me explain something to you. We feel for you, but...
By the way, that's 333.
Right. Exactly. Well, they said, listen, we feel for you, but after stabbing yourself 9 times, we had a board meeting. we all agree your earning potential is low right now. My point is just, God, please memorize 3 arts.
I'm never gonna. Every time I say 3 arts, I'm gonna think of this moment and just grin like the idiot that I am.
Let me ask you this.
It was worth it just to see. You're all like, what? And Dan's like, I think you did mean
I
3
felt
arts.
dumb for not knowing it. I was like, fuck, something's
When you
coming
brought
up.
it
I had
up,
no idea.
part of me said, he couldn't mean that.
Oh.
I actually said he couldn't mean that.
How about when I explained to him, like, why are you being dicks to triple arts, right? I'm like, nipple rhymes are triple, and Art's like,
Oh, that's
I have
right.
no idea.
He based a horrible joke on it.
It had steps.
That joke means, maybe that joke means you should be a triple arts.
Probably shouldn't have brought the joke part
Anyone who
back
makes
after
that joke
Probably
up
shouldn't
should
have
be a
revisited.
triple arts, not 3 arts.
Should not have revisited the terrible joke
You should
that
be
started
a
this.
double arts. Single. My shrink comes in and goes, yes, our people are listening.
Daddy needs a therapist.
These aren't even hooked up.
Are these things he said?
Yeah.
Do the hashtag one. Do you have
God,
that
there's
one?
so many
Although I
of
do
them.
use daddy hashtag a lot on Twitter.
Yeah.
Daddy hashtag.
Daddy hashtag.
That's my favorite.
My head explodes.
It's saved on my phone. If I
tell
type
people-
daddy,
there's
it's
certain comedians I thought knew this, and I tell them on the show, and you got to see their face. Colin Quinn was like, "What? What are you doing?"
he's like, you should
Whoa,
call
you refer to yourself as daddy? Oh, yeah.
He's like, you should call yourself biscuits.
Ari Shaffir went, wait a minute. when they realize what the situation is here, and it's not a joke, everybody has the same reaction. They go, wait a minute. You really do that?
But these are all comics I've talked to, and they're like, they didn't know because I don't say it in normal hour. We're not getting into the daddy conversation
What?
till you tell us how much.
What did I do?
You didn't do anything.
Okay, what?
Just I feel like we're going on a daddy tangent again.
Okay.
We don't need
You're
that.
the reason for it. Well, Adrian, like any other logical person and comedian, is fascinated by it. That's why she's got a look on her face like, wow.
But you've met me 10 times, and for some reason I'm not angry, and you didn't know I said daddy.
It's
Isn't
almost
that
like
neat?
finding out. It's almost like finding out you molested children or something. Like
When they find that out, daddy's going to go by the
I
wayside.
actually would. I'd prefer you molest children than say daddy.
It's creepier. Like
you
I think if Sandusky called himself daddy, it'd be worse than fucking those kids for the Penn State crew.
Capture that soundbite. Would you be a doll?
Look,
and mark
that's
that?
a bit of an extreme opinion.
No, I think it's spot on.
I had the gay comments I made on Stern. I got in trouble. I apologized. The apology's worse.
The cupcake. You came out with a cupcake to apologize, didn't you?
No.
Wasn't your Crumbs cupcake? Didn't it?
Fuck are you talking about?
Remember you had that Crumbs cupcake?
No, just stop talking.
Okay.
Imagine if you didn't do the joke, Dan. After look, I handed that to you. Come on, I'm teeing him up, Pally. It wasn't even the Sioux Nation; it was the Sac Nation. I gave you that one.
And we didn't understand what had happened.
We did a funny podcast.
I got a little Sock Nation back in my bedroom. It's been a long week for Daddy.
Oh, see, you had a joke for that.
See?
What does that mean? Was that a masturbating?
Yeah,
joke?
yeah.
That was it.
Yeah,
Wow.
everyone else got it.
Man. I don't even know we should post this episode.
Can I have it for my sizzle reel?
For the first time,
I
like-
want to send it to Triple Arts.
Like the LA schools, I might cancel this. We had a threat that Geno was going to have a conversation with himself. So we canceled the podcast.
You know, 2 people in that. They were both angry.
People emailed and said, listen, we have on a good authority. Geno is going to
I could go watch
talk
Donnie
about
Deutsch
his videos.
and let you guys do a good podcast.
So, but you say the videos you do is not about the pics. It's about the jokes.
It is. It is.
So what are the jokes that... So people lost money, but at least they got jokes. What are the
Well,
jokes?
I mean, I'm
this
still
week?
on. Dude, I was 13-1-1 against the spread going into this week. I was due for a market correction.
But what were the jokes this week?
I don't. You have to watch the video. I can't even remember them.
Can't
I do
remember the jokes.
I don't like doing. Here's the one joke I did for the Monday night game that I loved, and
Get
I think
ready.
it plays well on the air.
Get
I
ready.
simply said, I've had it with Tom Coughlin. They have an NFL record 5 games lost when leading with 2 minutes or less.
Yeah.
Left. I said, I'm going to take the Dolphins because Tom Coughlin has given away more games this year than Toys for Tots will the entire month.
That's not really even a joke. It's more of like a statement. It's more like a political
Yeah, it's a joke,
statement.
but that's why I don't like doing the jokes.
It's more
Yeah,
something a mayor would say.
Video, but still, video 0 for 4. I kind of.
So what you're saying is if people lost a bunch of money with your picks, they go, well, at least we had that joke.
You ready for this? I would love for people to.
At least what we won is laughter.
I would love if people like, oh, I lost all my money this week. I'd be like, you got to the party late, fucko.
Yeah.
All my other guys were 13-1-1. They're like, I guess I'll have to settle for being 67% against the spread for the past 4 weeks.
What we lost is our mortgage. What we gained is laughter. Do you know your thoughts?
It's still a little better. I mean, of course. Damn it, I wasn't paying attention.
Well, have you fucked a chick in the ass?
No. I've a couple times.
Has a chick ever put a strap on and fucked you in the ass?
Not in days.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Dennis Rodman was on when he was married to Carmen Electra on the Stern Show, and he told us that took the carbon electric, put a strap on it, and we're like, what? I was like, Jesus, you're not using her properly. I said, you're carbon electric, you're married to carbon electric, and she put on a fake dick and fucked you? What the fuck? I wanted to smack him in the head, and they started back. Oh, no, I'm kidding.
No,
whatever.
She had him pegged.
I told you that story when I was in it.
I think you're right. Do you need Carmen Electra to do that?
No, you get any asshole to do that. The hottest chick ever?
Yeah, but I get you wouldn't. But that's I wouldn't let. I don't know. It would have to be someone as hot as Carmen Electra.
What?
If some fat chick says, "Hey, I'm gonna fuck you in the ass with this
Who
dick"?
do you let fucking? What are you talking about? Who do you let do that?
No.
Oh, clearly you would let somebody.
Dude,
I wasn't saying it because I'd let anybody do it.
I'm looking at the argument from a different angle.
Oh, Geno just took the gay bait big time there.
Whoa. I really.
Well, who would I let do that? I guess I don't know. I guess it would have to be a hot chick.
It would have to be a hot chick.
What the fuck are you talking about? Only a hot chick could fuck me in the ass with a fake dick.
With a fake dick.
What is your problem? I tell you, the note on this podcast, way too much Geno.
I apologize.
Way too much.
I'm gonna. Here,
it ends with him admitting he wants to get it in the ass.
I didn't admit it.
Geno's
I mean,
pick.
I don't want to get it. What's that?
It's Geno's pick.
Yeah, he's one of those guys humming down. I want some cock. I mean pussy. All right, let's take a break. We've been talking for an hour and 7 minutes. And all this Geno bullshit. He's talking to himself, having a conversation. Mr. Big Man with the picks, football, blah, blah, blah.
Losers.
Yeah, it ends with him wanting to get fucked in the ass with a strap on.
By a hot chick.
By a hot chick.
Yeah, no pig. I'm not going to let some pig do it.
Well, that's
I got standards.
That's going to be the promo. Okay, so Hamilton, big hit, black musical. We started to think other black musicals. That's where we got into it. God, and we start riffing. It was like the Simpsons writers' room in here. So,
O.J. Simpson.
Ready? Phantom of the Opera, mine.
Gold. I love that one.
I bet you guys might have laid back and just maybe look like the only idiot thinking of this. Does anybody else have one? I had one. I had Phantom of the Opera, and what else?
James had a good one.
I have a couple. Well, I said one before, Wigger on a Roof.
That was a good one.
I had Burglar on a Roof.
Two I thought of in the break were The Book of George Foreman and The Chicken Wing and I.
Was that bad?
The chick. How about
the
that?
chicken wing and I?
How about Don King and I? You can use King. How about this one?
I like the chicken
How about
wing
this
better.
one? Instead of Rent, I don't have the rent.
Instead of 12 angry men, 12 guilty men.
They expect this of me. They expect this of me and Geno. Ryan, you're going to be working construction. What was your last one?
Instead of 12 guilty men. It's a spoiler alert. As soon as you walk in, they did it.
Wait a minute. What you're saying is, not only is the defendant guilty,
the entire
12
jury.
guys on the jury are guilty of something.
Yes, that is correct.
It's because in a courthouse they don't usually find the 12 jury members guilty or innocent of anything. They're not, in fact, on trial.
Yes.
In the black version, they're on trial for something and they're all guilty.
That is, yes. So you get this. So we're on the same page.
All right. So Chris says he has car trouble. Then something about his name came up. What did you say about his name?
Who?
Because I'm sorry. Then I talked about the script, and I said Chris misspelled his name.
No.
And something like that. And then you said, and then Geno said he didn't put enough G's in it.
He only put one G in the middle.
Meaning that
I thought we were doing
the joke is, so the joke is, what is the joke? So the joke is that in Chris Cotton's name is the N-word?
The N-bomb, yeah. But I
why
thought
would he have the N-word in his name?
It's because he's black. That was the whole point of
That's
that
why
gag.
he wouldn't have it in his name.
Well, if he spelled it wrong.
What's he spelling wrong?
The N-word.
Why would it be in his name?
Because that's what he wrote instead of Cotton.
Ryan, explain this.
I don't know. I was also gonna say it the first time.
Why would he do that instead of Cotton?
You do understand the whole point of comedy is you either get it or you don't. If you didn't get it, it wasn't funny.
Geno, no, you think it's funny still. You're not.
Oh, it made
again,
me-
you're doing a passive aggressive thing.
No, because it made me
Explain
giggle.
why it's funny. Why the premise is it should be a believable premise.
It's funny because it made
Well,
me laugh.
Name one black guy with the N-word in his name.
Nobody.
Unless you repeat it at the dinner table.
But there was none.
There's none ever in history
that it wasn't funny.
So I have to make the leap that If you said he put one T in, I go, okay, because his name's Cotton.
That wouldn't
But that's
be funny, though.
Yeah, of course. So you don't make a joke about it. There's no funny joke about it.
Well,
you don't just make up something like the G, the G's in it.
See, I disagree with you there, but I'm not going to fight over it. Something's funny or it's
You
not.
have to be insanely racist to think that.
I don't think you have to
I
be
assume he's
insanely
talking
racist.
about the fact that the N-word is in his name.
I thought we were going with the joke when you said he had car trouble, and I said he stole the wrong car. That was the trouble.
That again, another one. It's that's so easy.
Yeah, but I enjoyed it.
Anybody can make that.
But again, I enjoyed it.
Anybody can make that.
Okay. Well, I made it, and I giggled.
No,
we weren't on the air.
Here's the smart. Here's what it can be.
We saved the good stuff for the air.
A
batting practice.
A secretary who went to state college in Pennsylvania, who goes out with her friends and has a few too many Long Island iced teas. She makes that joke.
Apple teenies.
Okay.
Apple teenies.
She makes. I stole the. A comedian does something like this. And this isn't even great, but I'd at least go, wow. I had car trouble. Yeah, I realized it's not mine. Something like that's better. Right? What's a better joke?
Oh, it's subtler.
Go with the boss, right?
No.
I'm not here to
the
win.
The fact that you don't admit that is really sad.
Why?
It's a way better joke.
Okay, then it's a better
Any
joke.
idiot can make up that I stole.
But we're having two completely different conversations.
I think we're having
We
the same
walked in to the thing, hadn't seen you guys in weeks, and we're all just joking around, and it made me giggle. What are you trying to win?
I'm not trying to win anything. I'm trying to
seems
point out
like
that
you are.
don't repeat that in front of people in show business.
I didn't. I'm in front of you three.
Well, one of us is.
Man of Leavenworth.
See? The only thing that saved your shit joke was that.
First
Dan just threw you a fucking life preserver.
Well, you interrupted me.
Dan, by the way, that's the nicest thing I
West.
ever heard. Did you do that on purpose?
Yes.
Did you?
Yes.
You actually thought of a worse joke.
Yeah,
I don't think that was possible.
I wanted it to be worse.
So when you said he spelled his name wrong, I said he spelled it with one G, just so you get that.
Right.
And that made me
I
giggle.
know, but what is the premise? That there's the N word is in his name?
Because he's stupid. He's a stupid black person. That was the gag. Why?
So a stupid. Let me ask you. A stupid black person. Wait a minute. A stupid black person.
I really
so,
didn't
wait, so
miss
the
this
premise
the
is a
past
stupid
3
black
weeks.
person.
I didn't miss this
Wait,
at all. When did it become this? I know, but when did it become this?
I want to know this.
When did it become this? You used to talk about fun topics and stuff.
You say this out. I can't let it go anymore. Well, listen, you said, so the premise is a stupid black person.
Yes.
Or any stupid person would spell the word cotton, nigger?
Yes.
What the fuck does that even mean? You're retarded.
Okay. Then it wasn't a
That's
good
the
joke.
worst joke I've ever heard.
Why is this
it's
so...
not even a joke.
Why is this so important to you?
Because if you keep saying that out loud in front of people that might give you a job, they're not going to give you a job.
How do I survive without you around?
You're barely surviving.
I'm barely surviving.
We have a different definition of the word survive.
Yeah, we do. We do.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about...
I'm getting this very... you're worried about all the wrong stuff sometimes, I think.
I don't. I couldn't let that go.
No, you didn't.
It took till the second segment to get to it.
Yeah, but I still don't feel anything was really resolved.
So you'll just do that again? You'll make that joke again?
It was the moment's gone. And once again, this isn't even the moment it occurred. You're trying to go back. Not well. We're just talking about.
There's no well way to do it. When the first part sucked, and bringing it back.
Artie, you used to be athletic. When you played baseball, didn't you have batting practice? Didn't you have infield practice where you just throw the ball around, hit the ball around? That's all I'm doing when we walk in. We're just joking around.
That makes makes me madder at you. What you just said. Why are you mad? That analogy that some fucking gay wad in an after school special would make.
Did you say gay wad?
That's way better.
There's only one G in gay wad.
That's better. So cotton is spelled. There's 2 T's in cotton.
You okay?
A dumb guy wouldn't even come close to misspelling it that badly.
Good use of the adverb.
Like a black guy would make a K-O-T-T-O-M. But spelling it the N-word is extra. I mean, if you gave a dog a crayon, he'd come closer. Don't say that again. Matter of fact, I would have cut.
How is your sister? Does she have a good Christmas?
My sister's fine.
I'll say.
Brussels Griffon is a dog, a little Paris Hilton dog. Dan has 5.
I had.
My contention was.
You had 5 at once?
He lost 3. Martin died. And Mimi was smart.
That was the dog in As Good As It Gets.
Mimi died. Martin died.
It was the dog in As Good As It Gets.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. As gay as it gets.
What'd you get your sister for Christmas?
Okay, so listen. For the start, I said Brussels Griffin.
What did your
I said
sister
Brussels
get you?
Griffin, and Dan corrected me and said Brussels Griffon on the way to a gig.
I bet your
and he was
sister
really
got
mad. Gino, please stop, please. It's not even close to funny. I'll tell a story. It's not the Geno Bisconte show. Save up and get a microphone. He's so mad that I talk more.
I am not.
No, dude, you actually said it out loud once. I'm sorry, I guess it's the Artie show. You said that once.
I
You
did.
said that once.
I
That's
said
like
it
the name of the show.
but I was being sarcastic.
You fucking
It was
asswipe.
right.
When do you tell the joke? What is the joke for the Broncos?
The joke was, I know that Cam Newton has had an explosive year, and he's put balls in the hands of more young men at Ericsson Stadium than Michael Jackson ever did at the Neverland Ranch.
Oh, okay. So you have the balls to call him gay.
Right. No. I called Michael Jackson gay. I just said he put balls in young men's hands, but I said...
What does that mean?
When he scored a touchdown, he would run into... He scored a ton of touchdowns. So
But,
whatever he did,
you know, the double entendre of balls in hand.
Of course.
Okay.
And I
So
said...
what's that referring to?
I said... It's just referring to the fact that they've had a high-powered
But
offense.
do you know there's a rumor about him?
Yes, he's flimsy.
So there's nothing... That's got nothing to do
Did
with
you
the
see-
balls in the hand joke.
Did you see one of your listeners put a picture of him at the game wearing when he got there off the plane in those yellow pants? And it put, this guy is flimsy.
He's flimsy. Jim Brown said it. The greatest running back ever said it.
So I said this.
To Kate Upton.
So that was referring to how high-powered the offense of the Panthers have been, and I said, and I also know
Nothing
that
to do with the game.
I also know that people are rumored to be saying that this is Peyton Manning's last game as an NFL quarterback. But I said, if you follow the NFL, you know that Peyton Manning's last game as an actual
Do you
quarterback.
cut any words in a joke? Do you? It's a little...
I don't look.
It's got some fat.
Artie, we can do this over and over again. It's too late for you.
Look how mad he gets.
I don't get mad.
I'm not mad. I'm just I'm busting balls.
Yeah, but I'm very pleased with the joke I had.
No, but are you okay? Well, maybe the setup isn't long enough. So now we're on Peyton Manning in the same joke.
Again, I'm sorry.
But okay, go ahead. I love you for taking the risk of blatantly calling him gay.
It's on YouTube with 3,000 views. It's not on NBC, but
Okay.
I love that you think I'm taking a risk. I'm saying thank you.
It is now. Go ahead.
And then I said,
You're basically talking to the Huffington Post.
and then I said, and I know everyone's saying Peyton Manning hasn't been an NFL quarterback. I said it's going to be his last game as an NFL quarterback, but he actually played his last game as a quarterback a year and a half ago. Since then, he's been a knuckleball pitcher.
Okay.
And I said the only quarterback that's been harder to catch the last 3 years of his career, Ryan Leaf.
Right.
And then I showed a picture of him in prison.
What about cutting knuckleball? Go right to Ryan Leaf.
Yeah, I didn't get the
He laughs at
knuckleball
it.
reference.
So if you're
Something. I mean,
so if
that's
you're-
the Bohemian Rhapsody of jokes.
No, but it's not. But you're looking at it
You
like.
need a young Springsteen with Blinded by the Light.
But do you understand? It's not.
Ryan Leaf. How many times do I talk to Stereotype about Artie? I listen, Gino. You're right. I mean, there's nothing there. Nothing at all. I mean, I know you need him for money, but you use him.
Go on.
I mean, me and Menu were talking about it at the Campfire podcast. We had to cut it out because apparently you respect him. You're a good friend. You're a good friend. But I mean, it's no wonder. You know, he hasn't worked in years. You're his biggest guest. I mean, Dan, thank you, by the way. Dan doesn't take notes well either. All right, let's end this.
No.
You're not saying your plugs. I hate you. I hate you too.
What? No. Why are you like this to me?
Because the anger is like, I just don't like you.
I just sat here enjoying what you
No,
were
I
saying.
don't want to talk to you anymore.
No, you're going to talk to
No,
me.
I want to throw both of you off the balcony.
No.
Geno Bisconte is running for the loony bin.
You know what? If they didn't want to come, that's fine. Just text.
But no, they're doing it on purpose because nobody cares. Nobody cares about you.
They should be so honored to have this opportunity to be.
Just shut up. The phoniness.
I'm not phony at all.
I just want people to shut up. I don't want a compliment. I don't want anything.
Well, I owe you a compliment.
No, you owe me more than that.
Because you do enough for me.
Uber doesn't work on compliments. The Uber guy doesn't send you to Long Island because you say, hey, nice shirt. You piece of shit.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't need your compliments. You don't owe me a compliment. You owe me about 1,800.
I want to know when I want to know when Bichetti and Bisconte.
Well,
open.
Bichetti and Bisconte, I don't know, got those two heads together and came up with no heads. Between Bichetti's enormous forehead and chin and cranium and the dark circles under Geno's eyes, Geno looks like a raccoon. a picture an unfunny raccoon.
You mean a dead one?
Picture a raccoon who who can do crowd work. So years later, the same guy goes, you know what, we're building one of the buildings over on the west side. And I passed by it by the tunnel. He goes, they're halfway through. And some of the union guys are going to be there. Union guys. Knock, knock, wink, wink. So I take Bisconte. I figure he's Paisan, right? I figure he'll open for me. Dan, you were at this, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Now we get there. You got to read. This is what happens. If you're mature, and after you've been doing, Geno's been doing stand up, I think, for 41 years. He started out at strip clubs, and he worked his way up to strip clubs. So you got to read the thing. So some of them have wives there, and Geno, when we're on the road, and the only people in the front row are dweebs from some frat, he gets a little nasty with them. But I figured he's a pro. Or so I thought. And he'd read the situation. And he wouldn't call Mr. and Mrs. Gotti cunts. Boy, was I wrong. Wow. Yeah, he gets up there and just starts, there's a woman with her husband who's clearly a union delegate. They're both notaries. And he just starts going, hey, look at this whore in the with the wig and the hairspray. What? Whore? And they're looking at each other like, what the fuck? It's a guy in a pantsuit with a leisure jacket on. Look like Louis Guzman in the Boogie Nights movie. Without Louis' cranium. And he didn't say Mira every 2 seconds. No, he's calling mafia guys' wives, cunts, and whores.
The head table. He's spoke to the head table.
Exactly. He said, head table, you give head? Ha ha ha. Unfunny shit. And one of the Irish guys was in charge of the food. The lettuce was white. The arugula was white. Okay? Medigan, paging Dr. Medigan. Terrible. So I get up there, and Geno's one of those comics who has like that wall up. He thinks he always does good no matter what. Yeah. You could watch him bomb worse than anything, and he comes off thinking he just was Carlin on Carnegie Hall at the HBO special.
He wanted me to high five him.
Yeah. Well, he knows you'll do anything.
I didn't high five.
For a friend. And I get up there. Yeah, you didn't have to high five. I feel bad for you, Dan. I get up there and do 45 minutes. I needed a fucking a fire engine mechanical hook ladder to get the fuck out of that hole. I was in a hole deeper than the chick in Silence of the Lambs. I'm trying to do jokes, and the audience is yelling, "It puts the microphone in the stand." That's as big a hole I was in. It puts the lotion on the microphone and puts it back in the stand. And then it gives us our money back. It puts the microphone back in the stand. It goes up on an elevator with Geno to the top floor, and it gets ready for us to throw him off. It puts the microphone in the stand, puts Vaseline on its body, and gets to the trunk of my Lincoln Continental.